welcome to episode 13 of Crash Test Diva. I'm your host, Christy Eichers. Today we are celebrating National Love Your Pet Day. Who knew? Quite honestly, it's just a good excuse for us to talk about our furry friends. Now, for a few decades, Annie has taken multiple pet products for test drives. She's here to share some of her favorites. But even if you don't have a pet, you all know a pet lover, and she has some amazing ideas if you ever need to buy one of those pet lovers a gift. And our Yiddish Yapper Benjamin is back to tell us about his weekend cat sitting. And finally, I'll end with a story about my own four-legged friend, Frannie. Let's get started. This episode is all about Love Your Pet Day. For those of you who didn't know, we celebrated on February 20th. And so for this segment of Taking It for a Test Drive, I had to have Annie back because she is the proud dog owner of 3 dogs?
3 dogs.
And with owning those dogs, she's had to buy many pet products over the years. So,
many.
So she's here to share some of her favorites with us. So welcome back, Annie.
Thanks for having me.
What are we going to start with?
So I have a puppy.
Okay.
And
what kind of puppy do you have?
So we have a British Lab. Her name is Maddie, and she's a puppy, but she is a full-size dog now. You know, she's not, but she acts like a puppy.
Months?
I think she's like 8 months old.
She's very cute. We'll post some pictures.
Yeah, she is
gallery.
cute.
She's very cute.
She's my gal.
But she probably keeps you purchasing a lot of products?
Well, so I had forgotten a lot of things that happen with puppies.
Okay.
One of them being all the stains. There's stains that come with puppies.
Okay.
And this is the 5th animal that Paul and I have had. So we have been through many stain products, and I never felt like we had the right one. And one day I was scrolling through my, Facebook feed, and something for Furry Freshness popped up. And so I read it, and it was a revolutionary pet cleaner. Revolutionary, it said.
Okay.
And the reviews were fantastic. And I thought, okay, this is a little too good to be true, but I'm going to buy a bottle and see. So it's not cheap. The 32-ounce bottle is $28 plus shipping.
Ooh.
However,
okay,
it's fantastic.
Really?
You simply mop up whatever accident has occurred, spray it down with this stuff, and let it dry out.
So you don't have to...
No scrubbing, nothing. Okay. And the true test will be when it gets humid outside, and that I feel that's when the odors come out.
Oh.
But so far, it has been amazing. I now have 2 bottles, one for the upstairs, one for the downstairs, and I bought a 1-gallon refill jug.
Oh, my Lord.
So it's a little bit of an investment, but right now, I am saying this is an awesome product.
Okay.
Well. And it's available online. I'll give you the link for that. Okay, and there's a cat version. So if you have cats, which that's a different kind of an accident.
Right.
And if you go to their website, it's all the science of why this works. I'm not going to tell you because I don't understand it.
Some enzymes and things like that. Okay.
Other products use things that are bad, blah, blah, blah. It's not my thing. So I'm saying 2 thumbs up to Furry Freshness.
Okay.
All right? Okay, so my next product is called SleekEZ, and it's a de-shedding grooming tool. Now, I've had a lab before, but I haven't had a lab for a while. And I had forgotten how much they shed. And it's a lot of hair. Because the 2 dogs that we had, the other 2 dogs we have don't shed. So I was like, I'm going to get ahead of this. I'm going to find a tool. I'm going to start grooming her regularly. We're going to get this, undercoat out. So I found this tool, again, on my Facebook feed.
So your algorithm is obviously trending towards pets.
It knows.
It's pitching you all these products.
Yes.
Okay, great.
And so I ordered this up, and I am here to tell you this thing works like a charm. Okay. And it's a wood handle with I think it's a stainless steel blade that has a wave pattern. And you just brush it through. It doesn't get snagged on their coat. It pulls out the undercoat. It pulls out the dirt. There's a version for cats. There's a version for horses. Any other furry friend you have in between, I'm sure there's a version for.
It is Love Your Pet Day, so
that's
thank
right.
you for all
We're
the
equal
options.
opportunity.
There you go.
That's
okay.
right. And it says that the more you use this, that their shedding just diminishes because you're pulling all this out.
Oh.
So we're trying to use it every couple of days. And I sent you a picture of the actual progress we're seeing you get a big pile of hair when you do
it's
this.
a little nasty. It's like going to the beauty shop.
It is, but it's a wonderful thing.
Okay, so then if you pull it all out, the theory is it won't end up on your furniture?
Yes.
Okay. And then eventually she's going to quit shedding? Don't they shed like every few months?
She'll continue to shed, but if you keep doing it, I think you just control it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And when it's nicer outside, we'll be able to do the brushing outside, which will be better. Yeah. It also, this is interesting, it said you can use it on your furniture. And so I took it for a test drive, and I would not use it on any really fragile fabrics, but any kind of a chenille polyester, it drags the hair right off of it.
Really?
It was amazing.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I know.
What's that called?
It's called the SleekEZ.
Okay.
De-shedding grooming tool.
And how much is that?
I bought the 5-inch, which was $18. There's a 2.5-inch that's $15, and then there's a bigger one for horses. I don't know what that was, and I gave you that website too.
Okay, we'll link to that too. Okay, so more pet products or?
Yes.
Okay.
I have one more. Okay, so when you have puppies, they like to chew.
Yeah.
And they'll chew your things. They'll chew your shoes, your glasses.
Tell our listeners what you just went to purchase again yesterday.
My husband's lost his second pair of glasses to the dog, so prescription glasses are apparently a really appealing thing to an animal.
Maddie is in love with the
glasses, yes. So we bought a new toy called the Busy Buddy Bouncy Bone. It's a lot of bees, but this thing is fantastic. So in the middle, it's a ball, and on the ends, it's got two very, very hard bones that screw off, and you put a rawhide ring in there, and then you put it back on. So they're chewing, and it's bouncing, and I put it in her kennel with her. There you go.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, how much is that?
It was $20. $20.
Do we have to order that one online?
You do.
Okay.
I bought it actually where Maddie and I are going to school.
Oh,
They sold it there.
So it wasn't in your algorithm? That's good on Facebook?
It wasn't in my
nice.
algorithm.
Okay.
No.
So now we're going to switch gears a little because it's National Pet Lovers Day. And so really we're talking about the people who love pets, and you've got some ideas for those people. Is that correct?
That's right. So lots of us who have animals love them as much, if not more than our children. And we like to have...
I hope your kids are not listening.
We like to have, portraits and things done of our pets.
Yes.
Pet people are crazy. So I have 3 ways you can do something fantastic to remember your pet.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is from a local artist. It's called Lintu Art. And she is located in the Northrop King building. Her name's Sarah. And she does oil paintings or colored pencil drawings of your animal. It's a very realistic picture of your animal, but done in colors that are not traditional.
Yeah, it's very
it's
modern.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And so I think you can take your dog and have a sitting.
Yes, if you're local, you can go down with your animal, and 8x8 oil start at $200, but you can also do the colored pencils for $75, and then it goes up as big as you want. If you want a really large canvas, she'll do that for you. If you do not live here,
right,
you can send her pictures of your animal, and she will do some sketches for you, and then you take it from there. She's wonderful. Her work is beautiful. If you just like animal things, she sells note cards and puzzles and prints of, like wiener dogs and, just other dogs.
By the breed.
By the breed,
yeah,
yes.
I have
that
a
you
friend,
can buy.
Right. I have a friend who has Goldens, and I bought her a set of those
Yep,
note cards.
the note cards. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, they are. Okay.
Okay, so that's Sarah at Lintu Art.
And we'll link to that in the show notes.
Okay, my next one is she's in Wisconsin. Her name is Chris Beto, and she does humorous illustrations of your pets. And I have had these done.
Did you find her on Etsy?
No, I found her when her business was just starting out and Bored Panda featured her. And so I got in before her prices went up.
Oh, okay.
And before she got really popular, but she's fantastic. And what you do there, it's $125 per pet. So I did 3 pets when I did it, I think. And I did 4 pets.
Okay.
But it was cheaper then. And I sent in a few pictures of each pet and then a little personality, because she really wants to capture, like my devilish dog definitely has that personality. Our angel dog, definitely, you can tell in the pictures. She's got a halo. I mean, it's very adorable.
What we'll do so people can understand this is actually we'll put copies of your prints in the gallery.
Yep.
We'll have Josie post those so people can see because they're black and white, right?
No, they're color.
They're color?
And what you get is a JPEG file, and you can do whatever you want with it. So you can have it. We had it printed on canvases. I had 4 dogs done. She'll take your 4 and make it into one. So she'll put all of your pets together in a group shot. And I had that made into water bottles at Tervis.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of a different one. Okay, yes. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely link to those. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another fun one, another fun way.
But wait, let's talk about just the idea of you took it and you had water bottles made for the family by Tervis, because you can do custom water bottles at Tervis,
yes,
correct?
You can just download your art and pick the bottle you want it in, and they print it on a film that slides in between the 2 layers of the insulation.
Yeah.
And those water bottles, I have them at my show a lot. People try to buy them off my table all the time.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll send a picture of those too, because that's really a cool idea.
Yeah, it's a fun gift. I did them for Christmas a couple of years ago.
Yeah, okay, great. Don't you have another print of some animals?
I do.
And do you not have the details for
I don't
those?
have the details, but do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yeah, let's talk about it. And we can put a link to it.
So I did this probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, let's just say, she is a little bit crazy about
for my
pets.
dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
But I sent my pictures of my dogs in, and again, I gave a little personality profile, and this I also found on Etsy. And she takes your dog's head and puts it on sort of a historic figure or a historic painting. So, and not even historic, because our hunting dog, she's got a gun and a hunting hat, but it's just her head in a hunter's body.
Right.
And then Lily, who's sort of the queen of everything, is in in a Victorian queen with the ruff and the whole thing.
Right. Yeah.
And those are black and whites.
Yes.
Yep.
We'll link to those too. You don't have the price on those, but we'll link
but
to
it
those.
was reasonable.
Yeah. Because those are fun too. So really 3 very different styles, completely different styles. Okay. And you got another idea for
I have one
the
more
pet lover? So people, keep taking pictures of your dog, because Annie, these all came about from pictures she sent in. So you need the photos of your dog.
It's true. Now, the last one, I did this last year for Christmas gifts for my kids. It's on Etsy, and it's called Maya Bell is the name of the shop. And I had nose prints of my dogs made into jewelry. So what you do is you order it. She sends you a kit. It's a putty. It's like a Fimo clay. It's directions. There's a video you can watch. Then you make the print of your dog's nose. You bake it in the oven. You send it back to her, and she uses precious metal clay to create, whether you want a necklace or if you want, I did a keychain for Sam. There's a whole array of things. You can do kids' thumbprints and things too, but I just am talking about the dogs. There's a lot of things you can do.
Got it.
And they start at, it depends on what you're getting, but the necklaces are around $95. It's sterling silver.
It's sterling.
It's a nice gift.
Okay.
And I'll link you that too.
Okay, great. We'll do the links for those. Well, very exciting stuff. And let's be honest, in your own store, if people would want, you do some enameling with decals.
I do. I can do a photo image of your pet or a person onto an enamel pendant that we can make into anything that you want.
We'll put some pictures so people can see this, because you've done did you do one of your dog?
I have my dogs. I have some people. I have some landscape things.
I know you did one of Mom and Dad for an anniversary of them in their wedding garb. So we'll link to that too, because I think that's a really great idea as well. So you got another one?
I actually just thought of one more. Can I bring it up?
Oh my gosh, yes. Love your pet day, people. Love your pet.
So in a few weeks, you and I are going to a painting class at Sociable Cider Works, which we will be doing a paint by number of our pet.
Yes.
So we're going to be sending in photos ahead of time. They're going to have the paint by numbers made, but I know that anyone can do that. I know you can go online and send a photo in and have a paint by numbers made.
Right.
However, I feel this is a more social, fun environment to do it.
I think we're going to have a ball.
And then we're going to go and paint them and have some cider.
Yeah.
And I will find the information of who is coordinating that
Okay.
at Sociable. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, because it sold out really fast.
It did in less than a day.
Because there are a lot of crazy pet lovers. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Well, Annie, this has been really fun. I think you've given people great ideas to take care of their pets, or maybe to take care of their homes with their pets living in them.
It's always a challenge.
Yep. And then you've given some great gift ideas for the pet lovers in people's lives. So thank you so much for being here, Annie.
Thanks for having me.
Yapping, Yiddish yapping, Yiddish yapping, oh Yiddish yap, yap, yap.
He's back. Our Yiddish Yapper is here today. Let's just say there's some people in our life that maybe take loving their pet to an extreme. So I've invited Benjamin on the show so he can maybe teach us some Yiddish words to express our, I don't know, what's the word, frustration for these people, disbelief for these people? What is it?
Well, it does get a little mashugana.
Mashugana.
We've all heard the word before, right? Mashugana. It gets a little crazy. It gets a little bit nuts. I feel like you hear of nowadays about, especially with millennials, they don't want to have kids anymore. And so these parents of theirs are inheriting their god dogs or their grand dogs and their grand cats. And until recently, I thought I would be outside of this reality because my brother will have children at some point, which will give me nieces and nephews. But what do you know? Now I've got a Got Kutz and a Got Kutz, which is Yiddish for God cat and God dog. Recently, my friends Lindsay and Patrick adopted not one but two children within a few months from one another. First came Ivan, the shepherd lab, who has just got, oh my God, the punim on this dog's face. Punim is the word for face. So the punim on this dog is one of those, it's like the dog version of Puss in Boots. You know what I mean? Like he looks at you and the ears go back and it's like, well, you'll give him anything.
Oh, so he's sweet. So you get to be a little crazy when you look at him?
I do, crazy, but he's my Got Hund. So Hund means dog, and Got means dog or God. So Got Hund.
Okay.
And then, because Ivan was lonely, and he probably needed a der Schwoger, not a brother-in-law, but he needed a Schwoger, a brother. And so, enter stage left Harris, who is 1 pound of Ivan's 62, and he is a 16-week-old kitten. So he would be my Got Kutz.
Is Kutz a kitten?
Kutz is cat.
Okay.
And my Got Kutz just left yesterday after spending the weekend with me. And oh my God, was there a to-doing in this apartment all weekend. I guess I forgot that cats are nocturnal, Christy.
They kept you up all night? He kept you up all night?
This cat, well, first of all, it spent 80% of the weekend in the bathroom because he learned that if you take the ball in the bathtub, every time you swat it, it just rolls back down at you. So he's got a good cup on him, a good head, a good cup.
So he's smart.
He's so smart. But he's also mashugana. The moment that I decided it's time to go to bed, he decides it's time to start the Olympics.
The Olympics in the bathtub.
In the bathtub, back and forth, and then he'll every now and then throw the ball outside of the bathtub in the hallway and then chase it up and down the length of my condo, back and forth a few times. And it really, it was a little bit too much mishigas for me.
Mishigas? What's mishigas?
Mishigas, it was just a bunch of mayhem here. It was just crazy.
Mishigas.
And then, all day long I'm at work, just, out of my mind about what's happening at home. I'm just having spilkus all day at work.
Spilkus?
Spilkus. I'm having spilkus. I've got all this energy and anxiety about what's going on, and perhaps the Olympics have continued and things are being broken. But the funniest part of the weekend was I called my brother on the phone and I said, listen, don't worry about Trump. I built the wall. And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, I didn't want him on my kitchen counter, and so I had to find every single rectangular or square object in my entire condo to build a wall around the entire perimeter of my kitchen counter so that he couldn't get up.
Oh my gosh. Well, so now he was only with you for a weekend?
Just a few nights. And as much as I do adore him, he's still got claws, and I can't be having that.
And now he's back home with his 65-pound brother?
With his brother Ivan. And it's funny, my friend Patrick dropped them both off at different places at the same time. It's like kid pickup and kid drop off. I mean, literally, we are replacing human beings with these animals who are so loved and so spoiled. And I mean, Ivan is in the car in the driver's seat looking like an absolute schmagaggy.
What's
Shmagaggy? Just a crazy, a nut. Because he's got the lampshade around his neck. The first one he broke. But, on their way here, a guy
why did he have the
Well,
cold?
because on the way here, a guy rolled down the window and he kind of waved over to Patrick, and Patrick rolls the window and he goes, "Nice lampshade." Well, he got fixed because we can't be having any more offspring of animals these days. Like Bob Parker said, don't forget to spay and neuter your animals.
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker, whatever his name is.
Get it? Like the dog, Barker?
And that's so. Speaking of interesting things, my other Got Kutz just had his bar mitzvah.
Oh gosh! Now that's when I say animal owners are a little bit cuckoo.
Oh no! Listen, every night during the Shabbos, when my aunt and uncle light the candles and they do the brachot, the blessings over the candles, every single Shabbat that their kids have been home, they offer a beautiful prayer to their children and also to Charlie. It's wonderful.
Is Charlie the dog?
So, Charlie, my Got Kutz, he gets a blessing every Friday.
Oh my gosh!
Remember that? There's a song that I think was it Fiddler or something. A blessing on the cup, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov.
So the dogs are now equal with humans and getting their own blessings on Friday night around the table, the Shabbat's table. Is that right?
They are, and I swear these animals have more beds in their house for them than any of the humans ever have had their whole life.
What do you mean?
So, I've got to put a blanket on the right side of the couch, the left side of the couch for Harris. I put a blanket on the pillow on the upper side of the couch, so when he wants to look outside and give a cook out to the park.
I should remember that one. Give a cook. We learned that one.
Give a cook. It's like give a look. So he stands.
That was one of our first lessons.
Exactly. For those of you that haven't listened to it, that was probably, I think, the first.
It's probably episode 2. Yeah.
But yeah, he just sits on the couch all day and give a cook outside and manages the block and then waits for me to come home and approaches me at the door with this look like, "Oi, what a day." time to rub me, trying to love me, time to feed me, time to pet me.
So you turned into a crazy pet owner this weekend.
I really did. And I have to tell you, as much as I love my furry little friends, I don't think I'm quite ready to take that on full time.
Okay. Well, it's good to just have a visitor.
All I would do all day at work is just focus away. I'd be in wreck about what was happening at home.
Spocus?
Spocus.
What's that?
Spocus. I just have anxiety all day. I would just be nuts. I'd be nuts about it. I mean, everything in my entire home had to be moved to accommodate a 1-pound kitten for 3 days.
They're very disruptive.
Very disruptive. Well, I'm a little high maintenance myself, so I don't really have to.
Really?
Just a little.
Hey, well, I'm glad.
That's what my massage therapist said today.
Well, there you go. I'm so glad you survived your weekend with Harris. And you learned a valuable lesson that you're not ready for this pet ownership thing just yet.
Absolutely. I'm only able to be the macher of myself.
What's the mocker?
The manager, the one in charge.
Okay. Well, you keep mockering yourself, and we'll talk to you soon. He's just holding his head in disgust now, folks, because I think I just really butchered that Yiddish word.
All right. Well, we'll just mocker ourselves away.
Thanks for bearing with me.
Thanks for listening.
Love you. Bye, honey. I'll admit, prepping for this episode, it hasn't been easy. You see, a little over a month ago, I found out my own furry friend, Frannie, she's a Tibetan Terrier. Well, she has cancer and she's not going to be with me for too much longer. It's not easy to watch your furry friends wind down. But let's be honest, it's part of the deal of being a pet owner. They bring you so much unconditional love, but you really, really should want to outlive your pets. Okay, unless you have one of those crazy parrots that lives to be 95. Without further ado, let me tell you a story. In my mid-30s, I got an itch to get a dog. And one of my coworkers, Tara McAdams, a real dog lover, was going to help me find the perfect breed. I did all those online searches. I needed a dog that wasn't going to be too needy. I needed a dog that wasn't going to shed. I needed a dog that was going to be easy to train. Well, I don't know what exactly I typed into that search engine, but Tara just kept saying, I really think you should check out these Tibetan Terriers. I had never seen or met a Tibetan Terrier, so Tara arranged for a pet visit with her friend who had a Tibetan Terrier. I fell in love. The dog was smart and independent and really quite adorable. They kind of look like the perfect Disney dog. Well, deciding to get a pet is not a simple decision, so I thought on it for a few years. I was working some long hours at the time, and I couldn't figure out how I was going to care for a puppy. Enter my neighborhood fairy godmother, Robin. She had recently lost a dog, and I think she was welcoming the distraction. So I made the decision to look for a dog. I went to the paper and I looked at the ads, and I thought it was going to take me a while to find a breeder and get in line to get a Tibetan Terrier, but lo and behold, there was one available. And within 48 hours, I was picking up a puppy. I really wasn't prepared to own a puppy. The only thing I was getting right in this scenario is that I had Robin lined up. I literally picked up a crate on my way to the breeder and came home with a puppy. I got some books. I read some books. I took some training, but let's just be honest. Frannie trained me. Frannie is my first dog. As I'm writing this, I looked up traits about Tibetan Terriers. The first article that showed up said, quote, if I was considering a Tibetan Terrier, I would be most concerned about stubbornness. Tibetan Terriers have an independent mind of their own and can be stubborn and manipulative. You must show them through absolute consistency that you mean what you say. Okay, I'll interject here. I failed miserably in the consistency department. Again, she's my first dog. The article went on to say, if I was considering a Tibetan Terrier, I would be most concerned about providing enough socialization. Standoffish by nature, Tibetan Terriers need extensive exposure to people and to unusual sights and sounds so that their natural caution doesn't become suspicious or shyness. Okay, this little 2-paragraph things to be concerned about Tibetan Terriers pretty much nails my furry little friend Frannie. I think I tried to sometimes sugarcoat it by calling her aloof, but she is stubborn and a wee bit snobbish. She does things on her own time. I guess my visits to the Yappy Hour at the Humane Society were not enough to get her completely socialized. I mean, she's not mean or vicious. I would just say she's not warm and fuzzy. She's not a cuddler. There is no denying Frannie is smart. And yes, manipulative. I have one of those garbage can recycle bin drawers built into my cabinetry, and she figured out how to open it up. So I had to install child safety latches. She uses her bark to communicate. I'm not always smart enough to figure out what she is trying to tell me, but she continues until I do. When she was a puppy, I taught her a repertoire of tricks. The basics, of course, of sit, dance, shake, roll over. One of my favorites, would you rather be married or dead? And she lays down and dies briefly. My nephew Jack was in a Chinese immersion elementary school program. One year on Jack's special sharing day, he asked if Frannie could come. As I mentioned earlier, Fran is very smart. She is, in fact, bilingual. Just ask Jack in that class of first graders. While Jack gave the commands for each of her tricks in Chinese, Frannie performed to earn her treats. Full disclosure, I trained Fran using hand signals and showed Jack how to do these signals as he delivered his Chinese commands. But this class of first graders never figured that out. I don't know if Jack still knows that yet. When I would travel, my mom or Jack and his family would care for Fran. At one point, when Frannie was staying at the lake while I was on an extended vacation, Jack and Mom taught Frannie to play a game, hide and seek. With a specific bone, Fran would hide the bone between cushions, blankets, pillows. Then after she hides the bone, she will start to bark, usually near her hiding place. Okay, I can't tell you how many times I was on my hands and knees digging all over, and she was near me barking to indicate, kind of like hotter, hotter, colder, colder. I still couldn't find the dang thing. And seriously, she's looking at me like, hey, idiot, it's behind that pillow. When I can finally locate the bone, I can repeat the drill by hiding it for her. Thankfully, I never had to bark to let her know where it was hidden. Fran has been by my side for so much. A few boyfriends and breakups, my move from corporate America to a home office, and the death of my father. She's been there for it all. I have no doubt. Ooh, this is going to be hard. Whew, okay. I have no doubt Fran's work in training me is still not over. This process of watching her slow down is painful. I know our time is limited, and I've consciously been spending more time at home. I hand out treats more frequently without making her work so hard. And when she barks during a recording session, I no longer edit it out. Let's just say she's been teaching me what's important. Slow down and be present and spend more time with the ones you love. Give your love freely, without restriction, with wild abandon. And remember, nothing in life is perfect, so embrace the imperfection and move on. No, I didn't edit that in. I told you she was smart. Some people say, I don't want to own a pet because I don't want to go through that heartache. I just couldn't do it. To those people, I say, yeah, right now, this isn't fun, and I know it's going to be worse in the coming weeks. But it's like that saying, it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. The years of joy and comfort Frannie has given me, they far outweigh the heavy heart I will bear. I believe the next time around, I will be better. I'll be more consistent, more attentive, and a more patient pet owner. I'll be better because I can proudly say, Fran trained me. That's it for episode 13. I got through it with a lot of Kleenex and a lot of editing. I hope you enjoyed the show. A huge thanks to Annie. I now know what to buy for all those hard-to-buy-for pet lovers in my life. And Benjamin, you crack me up. I hope your Got Kutz doesn't cause you too much schmolkus in the future. I hope you guys have all been following us on social media, especially Instagram. Josie is doing a great job, and we have some exciting things coming up. We'll be announcing a contest to win some of Annie's fabulous enamel jewelry, so you will certainly want to follow us. If you know somebody who you think might need to escape their own reality, please share our podcast with them. And if you have a few minutes, we would love it if you could give us a review on iTunes. Remember, bruises are like life. The harder you get hit, the more colorful and interesting they get.